Hey, good morning, guys. I have heard from some people that the carnivore diet is too expensive. So why don't we run some numbers, which I've done. Okay, great. So using this formula, so make sure you can see it. There we go. Yeah, that's the work involved in getting it. It is y equals 3.6 times the quantity x minus 15 squared plus 2,000. And that is the national statistics of healthcare costs. Oh. So the carnivore diet runs me about 80 pesos a day here in Mexico. Adjusting for labor, which means I'm sitting at my desk and an American is sitting at his desk, he's going to earn about 2.5 times more than I am. So the actual equivalency of 80 pesos is about $4 multiplied by 2.5, and that in my little math comes to about $10 a day. So 4 times 2.5, yes, $10 a day, which means I'm spending about $3,650 a year on carnivore. If you do it right, if obviously you don't have any waste and everything, it seems $10 a day for one person is reasonable, an adult. And according to that formula, at $3,600 per year, my break-even point was about 36 and a half years old. Now, let's say that I have been on my own since age 20, so that was 16 years previous to that. So I'm on the carnivore diet for 16 years. And my break-even point on healthcare and that diet is now at 36 and a half. So add another 16 years to that, and it comes out to about 52 years old. Now, from there to the break-even points, we're set. Okay, you've been spending this much money, and the graph has been slowly going up, and it reaches its pinnacle at 36 and comes back to zero at 52. That's just a standard parabolic curve. So at 52 years old, I'm starting now from scratch. All right, but I've been eating carnivore this whole time, and I'm continuing to eat carnivore to my ripe young age of 56. So that's 4 years later. All right. At the age of 56, I can expect to pay around $8,000 a year for healthcare. All righty. So just at age 56, I am already saving myself $5,200 in healthcare I don't need. All right. If you want to go back and do the maths, you can for your own age, and you can set all this up yourself. If not, trust me, I've done it all for you, okay? Yeah, that's me and a pencil and a calculator and working stuff out ahead of time, just so that you can see that I actually did do the work. So, is the carnivore diet that expensive? Well, I don't know. I don't have any pain. I don't have any doctors. I'm on no meds. I haven't ever had a doctor. I used to have pain, but I thought, oh, well, I guess it's a cause of aging. No, turns out it's just a cause of my diet. And for 89% of you, because 89% of you have metabolic disease, all right? And that's a statistic that 89% of all Americans, all right? And they didn't segregate from children to old people to middle age to whatever. 89% of all Americans have Syndrome X, have some metabolic problem that is causing virtually all of the degenerative diseases. Alzheimer's is now considered diabetes type 3, diabetes type 2, I'm sure you know what that is, that's that adult onset nonsense. Diabetes type 1 is lethal without insulin, and that's really not the norm. That's a very small percentage, and that is normally genetic and whatnot. Or people have taken diabetes type 2 way too far and have blown their pancreas up, essentially. But we have children now with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. They're eating so much garbage, they're eating so often that they have a little belly. Just look at any little kid. He should not have a belly under his rib cage. And just look at all the little bellies under the little rib cages, and you're already diabetic. You just don't know it yet. I shouldn't even smile. It's despicable and disgusting, but that's because of ignorance. Because you people continue to follow the United States Department of Agriculture's My Plate guidelines, and you're an idiot. I'm sorry, there's just no way around that. It's just wrong. And I'm not even counting my N1 experiment. I'm counting N millions experiments with all the people that I've read for all the comments. I mean, Dr. Berg alone has, I think, close to 8 million people. And every single comment that comes in is, yeah, I'm getting better, I'm. So, of course, now that would be epidemiological, the worst kind of evidence in the world. But it's empirical also, so it's quite enough to look at and go, well, darn, most people who do that are getting better. So again, my particular case, I'm saving myself $5,200 a year on healthcare costs at right now. Okay, actually $8,036. No, I'm actually saving myself, I think a wee bit, well, a little less. Oh, you know what? Let's round up to four. So let's say at least four to 5,000. Okay, so sue me. I had to recrunch some numbers earlier, but I remember crunching. That's because I didn't add in the actual index. I actually took it at $4 a day instead of $10 a day. Okay, so sue me. You know what? Maximum, minimum, you're going to save $4,000 a year at age 56 if you are currently eating carnivore. For the lack of healthcare costs. So again, I don't know how you want to compare these numbers or crunch them. I've heard other people say, well, $10 a day will get you thus and such. Now, if you eat out once, I don't think you can eat anywhere, get a burger, fries, and a Coke for any less than $5, $6, $7. Am I pushing it a little there? I mean, In-N-Out Burger, here's what I used to do. I used to get cheese fries. I used to get a 4x4 animal and a large lemonade. You add that up, and that's just one meal. Now, what if I had cooked all that at home, right? And then, of course, you are going to eat breakfast, you are going to eat 2 snacks, and you are going to eat dinner. That's the standard American diet. So you add up your numbers, and then add up a real carnivore set of numbers. And my carnivore set of numbers turns out to about 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of ground beef, 70-30, or even fatter, which is cheaper. Okay, add that to water. I don't think that costs anything. Add that to salt. That's negligible. Add that to 1 stick of butter. 1 stick, that's 113 grams, 1/4 pound, right? And then add that to 6 eggs, half a dozen eggs. Okay, that's an average of what I eat per day. And for those of you who like grams and stuff, I eat actually 90 grams of pure butter. It's much better than the American butter because this butter here is clarified. It's just this side of ghee. It's got very little quote-unquote milk particles to it. So essentially I eat 90 grams of ghee, I eat 6 eggs, and about 750 grams of 70-30 ground beef on average per day, every day. All right, now you tabulate that. I'm 195 pounds, I'm 5'10", 56-year-old white male, my blood work is perfect. Okay, add that up and take that out for a year, and then take your age. So if you want to know how to use this formula, take your age. Go ahead, I'll wait. Okay, get a calculator. So let's do this together. Let's say you're 65 years old. Okay, you're going to subtract 15. Okay, that gives you 50. Now I want you to multiply that 50 times another 50, or whatever number you come up with. So now we're up to 2,500. I need to multiply that by 3.6, enter, and then add 2,000. Your average healthcare costs are about 11 grand at age 65. So let's pick somebody 45 years old. So 45 years old minus 15, okay, that gives me 30. And essentially you multiply by 30, right? Whatever number that is, multiply it by, again, essentially it's squared, all right? So answer squared. That gives you 900, and then add your 2,000, okay? Oh, I forgot to, sorry. Scratch that, reverse it. I have to multiply by 3.6 first. So the 30 squared times 3.6. Now add your 2,000. Okay, so your average healthcare costs at age 45 are going to run $5,240. Subtract that from the $3,650. It shouldn't cost you more than $10 a day to eat carnivore. If you are, you're doing it wrong. You are already saving yourself $1,600 every year by eating carnivore. So please, Judge Judy, amazing. I respect her a lot because she said, sorry, maybe I should do that to the camera. She said, don't pee on me and tell me it's raining, all right? So don't tell me your little woe story when you're taking no responsibility for yourself, all right? Another thing, another jewel she said is if it doesn't make sense, it isn't true, okay? So you make sense of your diet. You go ahead and tabulate and keep track of every single day, everything you buy and put into your gob, all right? And then divide that out by day, multiply by 365 to get your year. Use this formula to find out your healthcare costs right now, all right? If you're doing pretty good, that means you will be spending that money on healthcare. If you're eating carnivore, and you're like most of the people that I've ever seen on carnivore, you're not spending any more money on this healthcare stuff, because I don't. And there are literally millions of people at my age who are talking about their A1Cs dipping below 5, talking about their triglycerides going down, HDL going up. Wow. Wow. Okay? Again, here are my numbers. My A1C is 3.83%. 3.83%. I did not stutter. Those are American numbers. All right? The cutoff is about 5.1 for diabetes. There are young boys. There are young men. There's especially a young man I teach. He's 21 years old. And he didn't get his A1C tested, but I guarantee you it's a little higher than mine. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. All right, because I did look at his triglycerides, I did look at his HDL. Pretty good ratio. But he's athletic, he works out, he's a kinesiologist. I mean, he trains soccer players, this and that. And he's 21, I'm 56. And we're neck and neck as far as healthcare is concerned. What? Yeah. So when I say I feel 18 again, I'm not kidding you. I feel like I'm in 18 to my early 20s, friends. And it's not costing me but $10 a day. So if you wanna hide behind your drug addiction to sugar, and I understand it's a tough one. I went through it. That's okay. You can hide, but don't sit there and get envious and slammy and concern trolly and tell me, oh, you really should be, a drug addict like me, eating 60% carbs and moderate protein and low fat and low salt. No, thank you. Enjoy at age 65, should you live that long. Do enjoy your $11,000 medical bill, all right? Those are the numbers, friends. That's absolutely objective. Now, if you have an issue with this, you need to attack my numbers. You need to attack my calculations on about how much I'm eating and everything else. That's fine. I look forward to it. All right? But if you can't beat those numbers, then maybe you should and go thou and do likewise. Up to you. We'll We'll chat soon. Have a great day. Be well.